Tristana Pirkl here. Tristana sort of was the person who helped start all of this, and I think she's going to tell you a little bit about what her role is and what she's working on. But in April of 2022, Jen and I attended the nation's first ever School Garden Conference. Tristana was a key organizer for that, and it really was very life-changing. I have said this multiple times previously. I worked in German business. I've been to 1,000 German international conferences, right? There's no crying at those events. I cried so many darn times at the School Garden Conference, hearing all of the incredible stories that fantastic educators like yourselves are doing across the country. And it was just so inspiring for us that we wanted to come back and bring that energy and that excitement to all of you too, and to really help formulate or start a community of school garden educators here in Delaware. So without further ado, I would love to introduce Tristana Pirkl, the Executive Director of the School Garden Support Organization Network.
Oh, yes, let me give you a clicker. This is the forward button. Okay, go back to the other one.
Okay, great. Can y'all hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Nice to meet you all. Thanks for being here. I'm going to echo thank you for the work that you do, being educators, being involved in the school system, taking your kids outside or growing with them in any way, shape, or form, and being here on Saturday. Like Lydia said, my name is Tristana Pirkl. I'm with the School Garden Support Organization Network. So we are a national, open, free, completely free. You know, a lot of times you hear the word network or membership, people often think, what do I have to do? Hey, to get involved, you don't have to pay anything. We hope you dive in and explore our resources, but we are an open peer-to-peer learning network with the just eventual goal of growing the school garden movement, creating an equitable school garden movement across the country, and really, you know, hopefully across the world. But we're focusing first on the U.S. We provide professional development, leadership development, resources, as well as just platforms for folks to connect really at any level. So for you all, at the individual school level, school district, regional, all the way up to the national level, like Lydia mentioned, we have a conference that we run as well. So what do we mean when we say the school garden movement? Essentially, we're just wanting a garden in every school. So we want more gardens in schools, we want more students actively engaged in those schools, we want more teachers like yourselves feeling comfortable, excited, confident to go out to the garden and utilize it as a teaching tool. And we just want more policies and commitments from institutions, school districts, Department of Ed and Ag, like our new farm to school coordinator position. By the way, not every state has that position, so it's really incredible that Delaware has invested in that. So huge, huge win for you all there. Really excited to see what comes out of that. So that's essentially what we're looking to do in supporting you all. So I'm just here to share some of our resources that might be helpful. I will be here all afternoon, so feel free to ask me at any point to explain more. But essentially, we've got 5 different ways that we invite you all to engage with us. You can network, you can gather with other folks like yourself, engage in virtual learning, explore our resources, and help us co-create this movement together. So our networking opportunities, essentially, like I said, we create platforms for you all to come and find one another. So very simply, we just have a very robust Google online forum. We've got about 4,600 members total in our email list, kind of across the country and across the world. Our forum itself has about 1,000 people on it, and it's really active and very helpful. It's one of those forums that you kind of want to be on. Not every email list is very, you know, engaging. Ask a question, people respond, and they're often very helpful. So recently there was a thread about what's the most effective garden signs in the garden. A lot of folks have been sharing various webinars that are coming out, so it's a really helpful tool to connect with others. We also have something called our peer learning communities, as well as our affinity groups. So if this is an opportunity, if you would like to connect with others virtually across the country within a specific subtopic, We really allow for these to be very self-generated, self-managed. We just kind of seek to create the platforms for you all to find one another. We also have affinity groups for folks to connect with one another based on their own personal identities so that they can kind of feel seen and be heard within this movement. So here are just a couple of the examples that we currently have running, but we're always open to help build more. Those include district-led school garden programs. So if you're a staff member at the district and you want to connect with other districts about how to fully implement gardens across your district, we've got the PLC for you, master gardeners in school garden, middle school and high school programs, folks who want to focus on professional development in the school gardens, school garden funders, and then for our affinity groups we have running right now are people of color in school gardens and LGBTQIA+ in school gardens. So again, we're always open to new groups, but these are just the ones that are currently open right now. We also have opportunities for virtual learning. So those include, really first and foremost, our webinars. We run them about once a month. They're usually about an hour and 15 minutes. They're always recorded. Our upcoming webinar is all about school food forests. So if you're interested in incorporating more kind of permaculture design or regenerative agriculture so that your garden can kind of be more of a wild edible forest, you can learn from some folks who've done that around the country on November 29th. And then we also have a pretty robust webinar recording library where you can browse by various different categories. I often listen to them when I'm like preparing dinner or doing various things. I feel like there's all sorts of virtual learning opportunities these days, but if you'd like to kind of just dive in and go into different categories, you can. They are in our webinar recording library. We also have our promising practices. So these are essentially, well, actually I'll back up for just a second. You know, you all, when we say a movement, that's kind of denoting that something's growing, that folks are kind of at the beginning of doing what we're doing, right? I imagine some of you are the first garden educators at your school, or maybe one of the first. And so just like you, that's happening in communities and cities, states all across the country. And so we're seeking to prevent everyone from reinventing the wheel in their own communities. And we seek to be the place to kind of compile all the various best practices and tips that we've seen across the country within various different themes so that you all don't have to kind of start from scratch and just Google, how do I, do this one lesson in 3rd grade in science in the garden. You can kind of go to our example, our lesson development promising practice and see some best practices for how that's done across the country. So we're kind of constantly working on these, but these are the different topics that we currently have. Those include equity and inclusion, program and assessment, networking and communications, and just kind of general maintenance. So really trying to help you from reinventing the wheel there. We also kind of within those same lines have a newsletter that we started about a year ago. And this really, again, seeks to take all that information that's out there and just kind of organize it in a very user-friendly kind of bite-sized way. For example, on Tuesday, we're having a newsletter that will go out all about youth-led garden programs, so various different best practices, webinars, resources all about letting the students in your garden design, implement, and kind of run your garden program. So just like a little deep dive into that topic. So you can sign up for our newsletter. And then we also create opportunities for you all to gather. Healthy Foods for Healthy Kids is doing that beautifully today, but we kind of seek to do that all around the country. Like Lydia mentioned, we put on a conference every other year. It's hosted by Sprouts Healthy Communities Foundation, and we partner with LifeLab to support them in that effort. So if you can make it all the way out to San Diego in March of next year, we'd love to have you. We promise we'll have a conference on the East Coast eventually. We had it in Denver last year, so we're going to be moving all around the country. So we're really excited about that. We also have an annual Leadership Institute for leaders of school garden support organizations. Essentially an organization just like Healthy Food for Healthy Kids or your local school district or government agency who is supporting multiple school gardens. This is a leadership opportunity to bring folks together from all over the country for one full week in Santa Cruz, California, and Healthy Foods for Healthy Kids is actually coming this year. They applied and they were selected, one of 50 organizations out of hundreds of applications. So they will be going to California, learning a bunch of best practices and bringing it back into your community and into your programs. So get ready to get a lot more energy and excitement. Cool. The other thing that, if you are at all interested, we're always about co-creation. You know, we created this network as a collaborative about 10 years ago, just because there was a need for folks to really kind of dive into the niche world of school gardens, and we really only want to be in existence if we're helpful to you all. So if you'd like to fill out the survey, it's currently open right now. Just 10 minutes, you can kind of just tell us all about you, but if you'd like to dive in and take an even longer period of time, we'd love to get feedback on our program so that we are producing the webinars, newsletters, promising practices, all of those things that are helpful for you. So if you'd like to help us out or, you know, co-create with us, we'd love to invite you to do that. And I think that's it. I think that's all I have for you.